who are here to see fair play. The chances are they will. The opposition's complaints are genuine enough, but they've had more than their fair share of world attention. The groups have set up what they call a neo-communist free zone right beside the main journalists' hotel. The front, anxious to avoid a worse press, has let them stay there. After the election, it'll be a different matter. John Simpson, BBC News, Bucharest.
It's been revealed that personal details about Scottish soccer fans travelling to the World Cup finals in Italy have been passed to the police's football intelligence unit. Some fans are furious they weren't told that the details provided for travel agents have been given to the authorities. The news comes as the Scottish team starts trying to rebuild its confidence.
Humiliated by Egypt, beset by injuries and hit by another goalkeeping fallibility problem, the critics would have Scotland's footballers believe their team is in total disarray. But in training today, not the slightest sign of a crisis, with the Scottish manager cautiously optimistic about the chances of his side.
We had exactly the same criticisms in our warm-up matches before the qualification began. They wrote us off and said we wouldn't qualify. We defied them. We'll defy them again.
15,000 Scots fans will be in Italy, considerably more than the numbers following England. And the BBC has learned that travel agents in Scotland are passing all details about their clients to the National Football Intelligence Unit in London. One even admitted his customers had no idea about what was going on.
We pass on to them basically the amount of people that we've got, where they stay, their names, anything they want to know. They've got a blacklist. They will come to us and say, okay, is this guy travelling? Have you got this guy? Can we find out where he is?
How do Scottish supporters feel about what's been revealed?
Well, I think they probably feel insulted, to be quite honest with you. The very fact that they haven't been told that they're being vetted is a major point. I mean, how far are these details going to go? Who's going to be holding them, and can we get access to them?
Scots fans are also being advised to wear tartan in Italy to distinguish themselves from English supporters. But what if some English follow suit as a form of disguise?
We would like to think that we'll easily distinguish an Englishman, because if he begins to behave in a boorish way, perhaps we might ask, is this in fact the bona fide Scottish spectator who's become pretty widely known as a good conduct supporter?
And Jim Leighton, the Manchester United goalkeeper who was dropped from last night's FA Cup final replay, will be given a winner's medal by the Football Association. Last night, the man who took his place, Les Seeley, had offered to give Leighton his medal rather than have him miss out. Today it was revealed that Seeley, who was on loan from Luton for the replay, is to be offered a contract now with United.
Two British women who went to Romania to adopt babies are a step closer to their goal. Both women have found the babies they want to bring home, but a lack of necessary documents and medical tests for the babies could still mean disappointment. Without those papers, the women run the risk of the adoptions not being recognised in Britain.
At last, a baby for Teresa Broad. Abandoned by her real mother, little Laura was found by a policeman under a bush, just 2 days old. And 8-month-old Laura Danner is to have a new home in Britain as well, with Susan Kelly. After appearing to withdraw her consent to adoption, the baby's mother has now given her full permission. But the two women have been lucky. They were badly hampered by the fact that they didn't have British home study reports proving their suitability as parents. They are required here by Romanian adoption laws, which are just as strict as our own. And although the orphanages are full of children desperate for affection, in most cases adoption is simply impossible.
Of the hundreds of babies here, only 1 in 10 can actually be given a new home. The parents of all the others won't allow them to be adopted. They hope that one day they'll be able to take them away.
Teresa and Sue will have to wait several weeks while the full adoption process is completed. Their babies must be given full medicals, including tests for AIDS and hepatitis. Their experience here has been more expensive, time-consuming and emotionally demanding than either of them. The number of babies available for adoption is falling, but prospective parents are still arriving here from all over Europe and the United States. No longer can all of them expect to be successful. Bill Turnbull, BBC News, Bucharest.
And that was the 6 o'clock news on Friday, the 18th of May. Captain Kevin Hunt, the pilot of the Boeing that crashed on the M1 last year, tells the inquest how he avoided crashing into the village of Kegworth. It is the hardest work I have ever done. but I can't remember much more than that.
Chancellor Kohl of West Germany is party to the historic treaty which brings economic unity to the two Germanys from July the 1st. He describes it as the moment in which the free and united Germany is born.
That's it so far tonight. Martin Lewis is here at 9 from Anna Ford and from me. Enjoy your weekend.
Good evening to you. A fine and dry weekend in store, I think, for most of us. The only thing that's likely to happen is that we should get more and more in the way of sunshine. An area of high pressure with us at the moment, and over the weekend that'll do nothing more than just to drift a little bit southeastwards. We're still going to have a frontal system close to the southwestern corner of the country, and that will produce some showery bursts of rain from time to time. But the main thing, of course, is that we still have the winds in the east or in the northeast. That too is going to continue, so we're going to have a large variation in the temperature between the east coast and the more sheltered western areas, just as we did today, for instance. Some of the warmest spots were in Western Ireland. Shannon, 20 degrees there, and that compares to Gateshead, where at the opening of the Garden Festival today it was a chilly 10 degrees or 50 Fahrenheit. Now, on the satellite picture you can see there's quite a lot of cloud around over the British Isles, some fairly nasty thunderstorms further away in Central Europe. But as far as Britain's concerned, the only rain of note at the moment is in the far southwest of Cornwall, in the Isles of Scilly, and really that's going to stay there, I think, on and off throughout the evening. For the rest of it, it's going to be dry. There is a fair amount of cloud around, but it's well broken in a number of spots, especially in the south and in the west, so there will be some sunshine to end the day. In fact, I think, if anything, that cloud will continue to break rather more during the course of the night, so in many central areas we're going to end up with a cold night. There will be some ground frost around as well, so watch out for those plants. In the southwest and the Channel Islands, some further bursts of thundery rain from time to time. And this is the temperatures. Actually, that wind coming in off the North Sea, although it made it so chilly today, it's quite good overnight because it'll hold the temperatures up there, whereas, as you see, they drop off quite smartly, even air frost in some of those Scottish glens. And then tomorrow, well, again, for most of the country, dry. Fair amount of cloud around, but I think, unlike today, it'll be thinner, it'll be breaking more. But again, along this eastern coast, especially the coasts of, or coastal counties, that is, of northeast England, eastern Scotland, they're probably remaining rather cloudy, but many other central and southeastern parts of England ending up with more in the way of sunshine than there was today. But once more, the best of the sunshine in those western areas. The far southwest and the Channel Islands, though, some thicker cloud, some outbreaks of rain, and that perhaps creeping a little bit further westwards into parts of Dorset and Hampshire later on in the day. Again, the big variation in temperature, cool on that east coast, quite warm in the more sheltered spots in the west and south, and on Sunday, more of the same. Good evening to you.
Beginning a week of One World programmes, a journey above and around our fragile Earth. The World in Our Hands, Sunday at 5:40 on BBC One.
This week on the Midlands of Westminster, England's green and pleasant land. But is there a deepening crisis of rural poverty? Should the government extend regional aid to South Shropshire? Also this week, a Midlands MP asks why the police should take their cameras to cover peaceful demonstrations like this. The Midlands at Westminster is at 12:35 live on BBC Two this Sunday lunchtime.
From the BBC in the Midlands, David Davies and Sue Beardsmore with Midlands Today.
We didn't make it. The pilot describes his fight to land the Kegworth jet. Hello, good evening. Also in tonight's programme, thousands of miners' jobs are at risk according to a leaked British coal document.
In sport, going down Wembley way, but will it be the icing on the cake for Leek? And the Afghan who wants to be a greyhound.